Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Bubblegum Reviews. My name is Steve and today I'll be reviewing Captain America, the First Avenger. So I've seen this one other time, probably about 2 years ago. I decided that I'm going to go ahead and watch these chronologically, start to finish. I haven't seen Endgame, I haven't seen a bunch of these movies. So I figure, what the hell, let's get right into them and kind of see if I actually like them. My favorite comic for Marvel, I guess you could say, would be Wolverine. Those movies are awesome. I like all of them. I shouldn't say all of them, but I definitely loved Logan. That one was amazing. Anyways, so first off, the Hydra emblem, their little crest, I thought that was pretty cool. The Hydra soldiers, though, that was like a cross between, not a cross between, that was literally like Cyclops wearing German helmets. I thought it was really not great. I thought that was poorly done. The scene where Chris Evans is normal sized head with that tiny ass body, that scene really disturbed me. Like, I know what they were going for and everything, but I just didn't care for that whole scene right there. But I did like the scene with him and the guy saying whoever gets this flag down doesn't have to finish this run or whatever. That scene was worth a good chuckle. My favorite people in this is Toby Jones, the Doctor, and Redface Hugo Weaving. So the only part about Hugo Weaving that I did not care for was his god-awful accent, which I know you're probably like, well, then you didn't really care for him because he had it throughout the whole thing. You're right. But I think part of his one thing that I actually did enjoy was he totally was like the Mask, except for red instead of the green. And I have always liked Hugo Weaving. Anyways, so one thing my buddy kind of brought up, which I was kind of watching just to see. So Tommy Lee Jones, yes, at times he is bland and boring and just feel like he's just sitting there like almost like not in a trance, but just like yeah, let's get the hell like yeah. He definitely had the old grumpy bastard about him in this, which at the same time I was kind of thinking, well, what if they got Clint Eastwood? He'd probably do the same damn thing. I'm like I said, I'm not up to caught up, but I'm guessing that Robert Redford is the one that takes over for Tommy Lee Jones's role. Maybe not, I don't know, but I mean, Robert Redford's a lot more lively as far as that goes. But anyways, I didn't hate Tommy Lee Jones's role because at times he actually made me laugh. Like he's always been one of my top actors that I've always liked. So I have a hard time just looking for faults in his acting, I guess. But at the same time, it's easy to spot him for me because I follow his acting. He was above par in this, so let's just go with that. Other than that, so there's a scene kind of near the end in this where Captain America chases down the plane, and Tommy Lee Jones and Agent Carter are in the car, and they reach the end of the tarmac, which just happens to go to a cliff. Car's sitting there over the cliff, like half of the car. She's sitting in the back. And instead of like any other movie I've ever seen, hop in the front to get the weight up front, she literally kind of climbs back to look up and like wave by or look to see if he looks back or whatever. Like in any other situation, the person up front will be freaking out for you to get in the front. But I guess for this, that whole thing doesn't come to fruition. So that was kind of interesting to see that. The cinematography in this, I enjoyed a lot. The crisp, clean picture was amazing. This movie, for a starter movie, like for the chronological series, for a start movie, this is not a bad film. I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite. I will say, out of the Captain America ones, I have seen this. I've seen The Winter Soldier. I like The Winter Soldier better, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about this. So, yes, um, it's a fun watch. So, anyways, director, we have Joe Johnston, who also did Jurassic Park 3, which is, in my opinion, the worst of the Jurassic Park older movies. He did Jumanji, which, that's a freaking classic right there. The old Jumanji with Robin Williams, that is. And he did The Rocketeer. I haven't seen that for a long time. I think the last time I actually saw some of that is when I worked at the movie store. My buddy's like, let's put this on. And we were watching and working. IMDb gave it a 6.9 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 80%. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I mean, as I've said before, I'm not going to go into big why, but as I've said before, it's been hard for me to get into the Marvel movies, so unless it's one that I enjoy like thoroughly, I have a feeling my rating is going to be below IMDb and Rotten almost every single time. But anyways, box office of $370.6 million on a budget of $140. So it made some money, but as again, this is Marvel. I swear every single Marvel movie made as low as 300 and as high as $1.5 billion. So these are some money-making movies. But if they're lower money-making, that probably means they weren't as good as the others. Anyways, interesting fact, Chris Evans actually turned down the role 3 times for this before finally accepting. He also was apparently paid $300,000 for said role. I'm sure the next movie he was paid a lot more because they're like, well, this guy actually knows what the hell he's doing or doesn't. But with that being said, so I've never been a fan of Chris Evans. I really haven't. I've seen him in all the, or not all the, but the 2 Captain Americas. He's in Losers. I'm trying to think. Is he the one that's in National Lampoon's Van Wilder? I don't know if that's him or not. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. I don't remember. But I haven't seen him in a whole lot of stuff. And the stuff I have seen him in, I've never been like, my gosh, Chris Evans, that was amazing. You did a fantastic job. He's not a lead guy in my opinion. He really isn't. But anyways, so yeah, stay tuned. I don't know when I'm going to get to my next one. Believe next movie I watch though. Should be right here. Old School. So stay tuned for that, and that'll be up next. You guys have a good day. Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. All right.